Watch for Shada Williams here. She got the bronze for Barbados at the World Champs. She goes in lane 5. This is a very competitive semi-final.
It is indeed, yes, the second semi-final of the women's 400 metres. Remember, just the first two go through by right. There is Nicole Jürgen, the Scot, 51.17 this year, but last year dipped under 51 seconds for the first time. Jodie Williams, well, she was World Youth Champion back in 2009, World Junior Champion at 100 metres, that is the following year. 6th in Tokyo last year, but has had problems this year, nowhere near in the same sort of shape. There's Kyra Constantine of Canada. 4th in the World Championships in the long relay for the Canadians, the 24-year-old. She's a 51.7 athlete this year. Janelle Bromfield of Jamaica, World Junior silver medalist back in 2016. She's in 6th. Shada Williams of Barbados goes in lane 5, a semi-finalist in Tokyo, and the bronze medalist from Eugene at the World Championships, and a personal best and a national record. Elia Abrams, a semi-finalist in Tokyo last year, 2nd in a heat in 52.2. There's Veronica Matua. She goes in lane 3, the semi-finalist 4 years ago. Only 4th in her heat, nearly under 53 seconds, but she may struggle here. And Misha Powell, the 2nd Canadian in this one, is 5th in her heat in 53.13. She'll need to go a lot quicker to get one of those qualifying spots. It is only the first two who go through. First three, excuse me. This is only the second semi-final of the pair. So, bronze medalist at the World Championships, Shada Williams, 49.75. She runs for the MVP Track and Field Club in Jamaica, coached by Paul Francis, and born in Bridgetown. But a proud Barbadian. Away they go. Shada Williams in 5 will want to run a well-judged race here. She's chasing the yellow vest of Janelle Bromfield, 4th from left. Jodie Williams will need to run out of her skin here. She's only run 52.4 this year. She needs to go quite a bit quicker than that. And she's going well at the moment. Just past Nicole Jürgen of Scotland, in the extreme left of picture. Nice steady running by the athletes in 5, 6 and 7. Williams of Barbados, Bromfield of Jamaica, and the Canadian Constantine. Now she begins to wind it up, does Shada Williams, probably just maintaining her form better than the others. She comes into the straight, and what a run this is from Jodie Williams. This is the Jodie Williams we saw again and again last year, although she's struggling in the last 50. Is she going to get caught here? Jodie Williams fighting away. Constantine of Canada eases past her, and Williams finishes in 3rd place. She may well have run a season's best there. Shada Williams of Barbados wins it in 51.60. Well, she's run nearly 2 seconds quicker than that in the last couple of weeks. Kyra Constantine of Canada did indeed take that critical 2nd spot. 51.59 for Williams, equaling her season's best. Constantine, what a time to have a great run. 51.78 in 2nd place. And Jodie Williams, well, it was a brilliant effort considering she's been struggling with form this year, to finish in 3rd place. 51.98, a big improvement on her season's best.
And she ran that really aggressively, Tim. She needed to, because she knew she had the quality like Shada Williams coming through on the inside. Williams against Uhuragu in the final is going to be a truly mouth-watering affair. There were lots of people very, very excited in Barbados and very proud of that national record she produced for 3rd in the 400 final. Constantine showed some good strength towards the end there. Bromfield, 52.18. So she will go through as one of the non-automatic qualifiers, but Williams is such an exciting talent. Pan American finalist 3 years ago, semis in Tokyo last year, but what a big step up in class she's had. As you quite rightly said, she's based with a training group in Jamaica. She is the real deal, this young woman. I had loads of people contacting me from Barbados at the World Champs. They are so proud of what she's doing, and you've got Jonathan Jones running the 400 brilliantly for their men, and then Brathwaite's won a silver for Barbados in the 110 hurdles. This is a good time for Barbadians sprinting, and what a final it's going to be. But excellent strength there, Tim, you're quite right. It hasn't been a perfect season for Jodie Williams, but she'll be delighted to get an automatic spot in the big final.
Well, she's progressing wonderfully. is Shada Williams, a semi-finalist in Doha back in 2019, a semi-finalist in Tokyo last year, and now a World Championship bronze medalist, and who knows what lies ahead of her come the final of this women's 400 metres. Lovely and relaxed there as she crosses the line in 51.5. There's plenty more in the tank. You can see Aliyah Abrams of Guyana there battling away. She ended up in 6th place in 52.8. But the first three who qualified by right: Shada Williams of Barbados, Kyra Constantine of Canada, and Jodie Williams of England does make it through. And that's a very, very encouraging return to solid form from Jodie Williams, who was a childhood prodigy, frankly. Such an amazing talent. Way, way back, 28 years old now, but she was World Youth Champion 13 years ago, can you believe?
A little bit of a delay on that result. Perhaps the judges just casting their beady eye over one or two of the lanes on the outside, just checking for feet not touching the line. Jodie Williams, I think, Tim, might have gone on a run of something like 100 races unbeaten as a junior. It was extraordinary.
Well, Shada Williams and Kyra Constantine go through. So does Jodie Williams, of course, by right. And Janelle Bromfield of Jamaica makes it through as one of the non-automatic qualifiers, 52.18. And that means the first four from the first semi go through as well. There's just a little hint of what the breeze is doing. Have a look at the qualifiers. Victoria Hurugu, well, 51 seconds dead. And there's more in her tank, I think, as well. You're right, Rob. It's going to be a wonderful clash against Shada Williams.
51.59 seconds. That is how fast Shada Williams ran a Commonwealth Games 400-meter semi-final while looking for most of the back straight, like she had something left in reserve. That number matters because she came in with a season's best of 51.60. She did not just qualify, she equaled her season's best under championship pressure, in a race already faster than anyone predicted, and then eased across the line. This breakdown answers exactly how she did that, and why her race model is one of the most technically controlled in the women's one-lap event right now. Williams drew lane 5 in the second semi-final. On paper, lane 5 is neutral. Inside enough to see the field develop, outside enough to avoid the tightest first bend. But the advantage or disadvantage of any lane in a 400 depends entirely on how the athlete uses the stagger. Williams has a specific relationship with the stagger. She does not chase it. Most runners instinctively accelerate when they see competitors ahead of them. Williams does not. She runs her own curve at her own cadence. That is the first and most important thing to understand about her race model. Her opening 200 meters came through in approximately 23.8 seconds. A controlled split that placed her neither at the front of the field visually, nor dangerously behind. In the 400, the first 200 is not about position. It is about managing the lactate curve. Sprint the first bend too aggressively, push the pace above roughly 9.5 meters per second, and the body accumulates lactate faster than it can clear it. By the final straight, that debt comes due. Williams kept her velocity in the 9.1 to 9.3 meters per second range through the opening straight and first bend. Sustainable, mechanically efficient, deliberate. What is most surprising about Williams as a technical athlete is not her top-end speed. It is how precisely she controls her deceleration. Every 400-meter runner decelerates in the final 100 meters. The question is, by how much and at what point it begins. Williams hit the top of the back straight at approximately 9.4 meters per second and held that velocity with a stride frequency of around 4.6 steps per second and a stride length close to 2.0 meters. Those numbers held through the third 100-meter segment, the segment that breaks most runners. Here is the mechanical detail that matters. Stride length in the 400 is not fixed. As fatigue accumulates, the hip flexors lose their ability to drive the knee forward fully, and stride length contracts. When that happens, athletes often compensate by increasing stride frequency, which accelerates energy expenditure and compounds the problem. Williams does the opposite. She allows a small, controlled reduction in frequency, dropping to around 4.3 steps per second, and maintains her stride length by preserving her forward lean. That lean, held at roughly 8 degrees through the back straight, keeps her center of mass ahead of her foot strike and reduces the braking force that slows most runners in this phase. Coming off the final bend, Williams had approximately a 0.3-second gap on the athletes directly challenging her. That margin sounds comfortable. In a 400-meter final, it is not. It is one technical breakdown away from being caught. Shada Williams, running from lane 7, had attacked the back straight with exceptional aggression, clocking that third segment in under 12 seconds. She was closing. So why did the more aggressive runner not win? The answer is phosphocreatine. In the final 80 meters of a 400, the body's phosphocreatine stores are effectively exhausted. ATP resynthesis falls back almost entirely on anaerobic glycolysis, which produces lactate and hydrogen ions that interfere with muscular contraction. The runner who managed that process better in the preceding 300 meters has the biomechanical reserve to maintain form. The runner who overextended does not. Shada Williams' third segment was faster. Her fourth was not. She finished in 51.98, more than a third of a second behind. That gap opened in the last 60 meters, precisely where the physiological debt from the back straight aggression came due. Shada Williams crossed the line in 51.59. Cara Constantine of Canada, who had run an almost equally intelligent race from lane 6, finished in 51.78, faster than her previous season's best, and a textbook example of the same conservative first 200 approach. Both women ran the first half in control, not in competition. That is not passivity. That is race intelligence operating at championship level. The athletes who tried to lead visually through the back straight were the athletes who faded in the straight. One detail worth noting: Williams trains with the MVP Track and Field Club in Jamaica, under Paul Francis. That environment is built around exactly this kind of velocity management, high-quality threshold work that trains the body to hold form under accumulating fatigue rather than pure speed development. The result is a runner who looks slower in the middle of a race and faster at the end. Compared to athletes who peak visually at 250 meters and then hold on, Williams's speed curve inverts the expectation. The broader lesson from this race: in the women's 400 meters at championship level, the semi-final is not a tactical rest. This semi-final averaged 51.7 seconds across the top 3. That is a final quality field. The deciding factor was not who had the fastest personal best going in. It was who had the most disciplined velocity distribution over 400 meters of actual racing. Watch for this in any 400 you see from here forward. Ignore the positions at 200 meters. Watch the stride mechanics between 250 and 350. If an athlete's stride is shortening and their upper body is beginning to pull backward, that athlete is spending the reserve early. The runner still carrying a slight forward lean and absorbing ground contact smoothly is the runner who will close. Williams closed. That is not luck. That is a race model built over years, expressed under the exact conditions where it matters most. If you want to understand how the best one-lap runners in the world manage velocity, energy systems, and form under fatigue, this channel breaks that down in every video. Subscribe and drop a question in the comments. Which runner's race model do you want us to analyze next?